Hi, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a misconception around measurement conversions. Now, before that, we want you to think about, are your students making mathematical mistakes, or do they have misconceptions regarding measurement conversions? Let's take a look at the difference between a misconception and a mistake. Now, a misconception happens naturally as students are building their own understanding and reasoning. The misconception makes sense to the student because it's based on their understanding. A mistake is quite different. A mistake is usually when a student misremembers or misunderstands factual knowledge. So they often show up when a student is trying to follow a rule or a procedure that they don't fully understand. Let's take a look at one misconception that happens around measurement conversions. Now, measurement conversions can be very intricate, but one misconception that we have found students make along the way is that sometimes students think that the conversion units are always the same. So, for example, they may think that if there's 12 inches in a foot, that means that there's 12 feet in a yard, and think that there's 12 yards in a mile. Again, keeping that unit the same. And that could be quite complicated because students really need to understand that 12 inches equals 1 foot, which is now a different unit, and 3 feet, right? The number of feet is different, is equal to 1 yard. Now, this is for customary measurement or standard measurement, but this also happens with the metric system as well. So oftentimes students can say that 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, but then they think that 1,000 milliliters, right, can equal 1 centimeter. So they're adding on to the next unit. So what often happens with this misconception is that students then rely heavily on a reference sheet. You've probably seen a reference sheet provided to students on standardized tests as well. So why is this an issue? Because measurement then does not become applicable to students in real life. In real life, students should know the approximation of a yard and how many feet to get them to a yard. So what can we do to help students? Now, there's lots of work with approximations specifically that we can do to help students with measurement. Again, tying measurement to the real world. And not only that, but breaking down the vocabulary. I know oftentimes we break down the vocabulary when it comes to the metric system. So we'll teach them that cent will equal 100, milli equals 1,000, and so on. That doesn't really help with the conversions though. So we recommend having students be a little bit playful with this. Have students provide theories on why they think something is called a foot or a yard or meter, and then actually share with students the real answer on where these words came from. Again, you're applying context to this, so then students will understand this on more of a real world level, and then have a truer understanding of what measurement is in general, but also the conversions. Okay, now it's your turn. What is one misconception, not a mistake, but a misconception that you find your students have around measurement? Leave us a comment to let us know.